time. A little bit unorthodox. No one talks about it anymore except in admiration. The ball gets to the target really well and usually with big production.
And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. A nice pickup on first down, 7 yards. A good, safe pass there right off the bat.
That's almost a rhythm play. That's what we like to call it. Get them into rhythm early, something safe, something they're confident about, something they feel good. And once that's completed, then you just keep moving from there because the confidence elevates.
Now a first carry for Melvin Gordon. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down. Play action, now Taylor. Completes it to Benjamin. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Big yardage after the catch. That one winds up going for 36.
Brandon, we've both been around the game long enough that we know that in pregame, defenses are pretty amped up, aren't they? I mean, they're pounding lockers, and they can't wait to get out there. But when you hit them with some big pass plays early, it takes the starch right out of them.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And it'll be 2nd and 12.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man.
Right here, right here. Check 26, check 26. Check. Lucky.
On 2nd and 12, Taylor. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down. Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
Now it's Taylor. Benjamin's got it. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. They'll get 11, but still a little short. 4th down. They'll run for it with Eckler. And he's going to get the first down here as he's taken down at the 22. A solid pickup of 5 and a very solid 4th down conversion. And defensively, pure frustration. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. And his throw is incomplete. Keenan Allen, the intended target, but it's going to be 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Taylor incomplete on first down. Here's 2nd and 10.
Mike 54. Hey, defense, let's go. Pick it up, D. Right there. 54, right there.
Here's Taylor. Going to throw again. It's complete to Watt. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6.
Pass interference. Defense.
So even with the pass interference, it's a completed pass. They'll go ahead and just take the play instead.
How about the effort? Making the catch despite the pass interference. Nothing else to be gained on the play. No need to take the penalty. The play stands.
1st and goal, Melvin Gordon. And he fights his way in for a Charger touchdown. A 6-yard touchdown run. And the Chargers take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive.
Partner, I think we can all agree that was a pretty darn good opening drive right there. And the key to it all, going for it on 4th down earlier in the drive. Set a tone for it. And the best part, they've made it pay off.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here 1st and 10 at their own 21. They'll run for the first time with Tevin Coleman. Credit the tackle there to Uchenna Nwosu.
Here we go. 11. General West.
At the 23-yard line.
Hey, gun.
On 2nd down, it's Coleman. And he'll take it forward for about 5 up to the 28-yard line.
Here we go.
They'll try and run for it here. It's Coleman. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. Boy, that's a 5-yard loss. 4th down now.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. And boy, down a touchdown already, but they're going to line up to go for it on their side of the field. Now Garoppolo. Looking for Sanders here on the deep ball. And this is going to be incomplete. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And it'll be a turnover on downs.
I don't know why you would do that. It's almost guaranteed points the other way. I mean, I get it if it's a late game situation, maybe even 4th and inches. But boy, that's a huge risk to take.
Yeah, now they're set up in prime position going the other way. And able to get about 3 as he's taken down right at the 20. A minimal gain as we tick down inside of a minute remaining in the opening quarter. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. They go play action now. Taylor. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Keenan Allen, the intended receiver. And that'll make it 3rd down.
Well, it certainly appears that they're going to try and keep getting him the football. That's the 3rd time they've looked in his direction. Unfortunately, haven't completed one yet, but I'm not sure they're going to shy away from it. They feel like they've got something there, and they want to capitalize on it.
I think you're right. We're only in the 1st quarter, so a lot of opportunities ahead. Now Taylor. And that is incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
So a good snap, good hold, and right down the middle.
Never in doubt. Just the way you used to hit them, partner.
You mean like kicking the ball?
Exactly.
Well, that was in high school.
Doesn't matter. I don't care what level. You hit them, they go through.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. Time to revisit what we thought of San Francisco in the Super Bowl here, Charles, as they come back out on offense. They were looking to draw even with the Steelers and the Pats with 6 Super Bowl titles, but that's going to have to wait at least another year. Now, are you still bullish on this team moving forward?
I absolutely am, and I know it goes against the grain a little bit because typically the team that loses the Super Bowl, it's not just the Super Bowl winner that has a hangover. Super Bowl loser has a struggle the next year as well. I think this team is built to come back and compete for another Super Bowl title. Offensive line, I really like it. They'll get Weston Richburg back at center. I think that the running game will continue to get better. And don't be surprised if they actually draft a runner to try and supplement things. They'll increase the receiving core. And I think Jimmy Garoppolo will continue to improve at quarterback. And on the defensive side, they feel like they have a lot to prove because of the way the game ended for them. They didn't shut them down. I think this is a team that would be on a mission in 2020.
And I'm not putting this all on Kyle Shanahan, but just for him, how crushing the loss he had as the OC with Atlanta, and now this lead that he loses as the head coach of San Francisco.
He'll be hearing from guys like you and me all year long about those two games now. Leads, not doing certain things that we expected him to do, i.e. running the football down the stretch. They'll have all offseason to digest that. But one thing about Kyle Shanahan, very confident in himself. I think he handles these things well, and he'll use it as fuel as well, too.
On 1st and 10, it's Taylor. Complete. It's Henry. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. A gain of 10 as they look to add on to this 10-point lead.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making it.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Quan Alexander. He's at the 50. The 30, the 20, 10, and into the end zone. A pick 6 for the 49er D as they score the touchdown. Short throw, pick 6 right there. Those linebackers, they love when those short throws come and those eyes get real wide, don't they?
How about the anticipation on the play? Reading, reacting, and then the ability to catch the football and take it in the opposite direction.
Gold able to tack on the extra point, and that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
Here's a Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. And last time, decent field position through the pick 6. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right, good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So the last one, that didn't bother you too much last time?
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position, not try to take advantage of it. Sometimes the defense makes a good play, too.
Here's Taylor.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get him. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the first down on that run. Don't just ask for him. Show him that you're supposed to get the football.
17 yards for the Chargers there as they've got themselves a first down.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
That really sets them back. A loss of 6. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. So they had the big loss on that first down pass play and facing a 2nd and long. Now Taylor. A fight for the football, and it's intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Richard Sherman, and his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. That's sort of a second quarter to forget for him. Now 2 picks in this frame.
Almost as if the first one that he threw, he couldn't shake, couldn't get it out of his head. He ends up throwing a second one as a result.
Compounds the mistake a little bit.
Yeah, you got to be able to forget, compartmentalize, whatever you want to call it, and move on. He hasn't been able to do so here in the second.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Here's Coleman. He's got the first down and more past midfield. And down right around the 37. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first. There's Garoppolo on 1st and 10. It's caught by Coleman. Call it a 3-yard gain, and it'll make it a 2nd down. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
13.
From the gun on third, Garoppolo got a man. He finds Sanders.
Here we go.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a first down.
Throwing on first is Garoppolo. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Casey Hayward. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So cancel the interception, pass interference.
And you know what else gets canceled? The return yardage. Makes the play, but now it's all for naught.
So it's 1st and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. They'll try to run this one in. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Now that sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down.
And that loss of yards there is not just on him. It's on the guys blocking for him. I mean, they're supposed to create some type of space or at least get a stalemate.
And he hauls it in the end zone. Touchdown, San Francisco. Kyle Juszczyk there to make the grab. And the 49ers have now taken the lead. And down near the goal line here, they're able to throw it in.
And the key word, quick. Quick hitter. Out of his hands fast, into the receiver's hands even faster.
Gold with the extra point, and the lead is now 14-10. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. Getting set to go again here on offense, Keenan Allen marches back onto the field. They've got to be thinking, how can we get him a little bit more involved here? 2nd quarter, you're down, and really, he's been out of the mix.
I would agree with that, and oftentimes you hear, well, we're just taking what the defense is giving us, but sometimes that's just
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Nick Bosa just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7. Defensive end gets in there that time. They were in a 4-3. What's the responsibility, the ends versus the tackles there, Charles?
Well, most of the time when you talk about the ends, they're your pass rushers. They're the guys that you turn loose to try and get to the guy who's going to throw the football. The tackles, usually more of the run-stuffing variety. But the way this game is advanced, you're wanting a little bit of everything out of all of your guys. But let's just go ahead and break it down and make it simple. The guy who's the right defensive end versus a right-handed quarterback, that's the blind side. He's going after the quarterback.
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Richard Sherman, and his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line.
You're trailing. You're trying to get points late in the half. I absolutely understand that. But remember, it's all about the ball. And without the ball, you can't get those points. They just turned it over.
Now you got to be careful because that deficit can get a little bigger on the other side with that good field position they just took over with. That's going to be caught by Samuel. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. A gain of 6 there on first.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And across the chalk, into the end zone, it's a 49er touchdown. Raheem Mostert, 29 yards. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here in the 2nd quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the 2nd half.
This is taken just shy of the 10 here. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up with a strategy to play better in the 2nd. But There's also something to challenging your offense right here. You know, hey, guys, you help dig this hole. See if you can get us out of it a little bit before the half runs out. Let's go make some plays.
Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number one. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, it's Taylor. He's got Allen. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down. Came up a little short on the last pass play. They did get 9 yards out of it, leaving him with his 3rd and 1. Out of the gun, it's Taylor. And he's got a man open. That's Allen. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Chargers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. Taylor now 8 of 15 through the air, but it's 1st and 10 here. From the gun, it's Taylor. And he'll go right back to Allen. That's complete. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. On 1st down, it's Taylor. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. So we have reached halftime here.
Well, that came a little abruptly here. Still working on my apple up in the booth. Hang on here. Let me spit this out. And we can get to the 3rd quarter now.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 20. Five-yard line. Here comes the 49ers offensive unit as they'll have it first to begin this 3rd quarter. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the 2nd half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the 2nd half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Garoppolo going to hand this one to Coleman. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. They stop him short of the 1st at the 32.
The keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point. The offense is not leaving. Here we go on 4th down with Garoppolo. He finds Coleman. 13 yards there and a Niner first. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Garoppolo now. And Sanders has got it complete. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. 13 yards there and a Niner first. Garoppolo looks to throw. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46. Melvin Ingram dropping the hammer off the edge. After the sack on first down, Garoppolo.
They need to stop to get back into this game, and here's one right to start the third quarter.
Yeah, anytime you go to the lockers with that 2-3 score deficit, you're right. You need that stop, get the football back, and they've done just that.
Series to series, play to play.
Here we go.
Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down.
Watch tight. Tight ends right. 4 down. 4 down. Check. Check.
From the gun, it's Garoppolo. Got a man, that's Richie James. 14 yards, but they're still well shy of a first as that leads to fourth down.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Again, the offense will stay out there. They've converted once on this drive. What can they do here on fourth down? Garoppolo going to go on fourth down. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the... And it's complete. In the end zone, touchdown 49ers. Deebo Samuel, 39 yards. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Now we'll look at the Chargers offense. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
Meanwhile, a throw by Taylor is incomplete.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. 2nd and 10, it's Taylor again. Finds the open man. It's Mike Williams. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
And another thing that makes the comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you've made the initial move, receivers breaking away from the defensive back, and that makes it a really tough play to defend. A nice chunk of yardage picked up there.
And down he goes. The 49ers get there. D. Ford in there to bury him for a loss of 11. Well, they're in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21. Going deep for Benjamin. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Mike, 53, 54. They're not ready for this, man. They're not ready for this. They still upset.
Third and long, it's Taylor. Well, this is caught by Williams. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. They get a big amount back, 18 yards, but they'll still look at a fourth down now.
Boy, they had a lot of real estate to make up there, but what a big-time play for them. Nice completion, excellent gain. Now they're in 4th and manageable.
Just a little short, though, with that marker. And how about this, a fake? And this is caught, and the fake will work. He's going to have a first down. So they get the first down. Maybe not a huge play in terms of yardage, but the fake punt does the job.
And I don't know what the method is to know when to dial up a fake punt, when not to. Whatever the method there, it worked for him.
I think you actually did explain it. There is no method. It's just a feel, a sense, and a healthy dose of guts in order to call that play in that situation.
Element of surprise, I guess, right?
Yeah, element of surprise and just a strong belief in, hey, we're going to get it done.
Here's Taylor to throw. He's going to air it out deep for Green. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. Second down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. Again, now it's Taylor on 2nd and 10. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked up by Quan Alexander. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line.
All right, Brandon. Normally when you hear about guys making 2 interceptions in the game, you're thinking must be a free safety, maybe a corner. How about getting 2 picks out of one of your linebackers? Again, he's just in the right place at the right time. And that's another great play to come away with the football.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. Your 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
21. Hey, echo.
Play fake there to Coleman. Now Garoppolo. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The former number 3 pick, Joey Bosa, bringing the lumber that time.
We've watched this a long time, and I still don't believe we get it. 3rd and long, why are you calling play action?
Yeah, because they're not going to bite defensively, right?
No, not at all. I did have a coach explain to me years ago that for some teams, that's how they have to deal with pass protection and their line blocking, but to me it seems silly.
Yeah, well, they're silly, and it leads to a play-action sack. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Charger drive about to get going. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know what, a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Taylor incomplete on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Taylor. And now here's another interception. He's picked off just shy of midfield. And they get the football. They'll set up shop at their own 49-yard line. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran the wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Here's Garoppolo to throw. Eluding the pressure right. Oh, he got possession on him, and he pulls it in. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. Coleman now. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask.
Charles, did I just hear that right? They declined the personal foul. 3 yards, they just declined them.
And I have to think that the official is thinking to himself, did I just hear that correctly, that you declined that one? All I can think of is that someone on the field got confused. Because they had to, because you're going to take the yards on that penalty each and every time.
It's caught by Sanders. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. 3 touchdown passes now for Jimmy Garoppolo. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bet?
Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And he'll be out of bounds well short of the goal line, so the attempt at the fake extra point unsuccessful. They've got this big lead. They said, forget 1, we want 2. Instead, they got 0.
Unbelievable that they even attempt it from the 15-yard line. What are they thinking? I do know this. When you fake one in this situation with that type of a lead, especially from the 15-yard line, oh, boy. I tell you what, meeting them again somewhere down the line, they'll remember this. Yeah, they'll think that they were trying to cloud them a little bit.
Here's a Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. Now Taylor. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a first down. The last drive he threw the pick, but he's not shy. He's going downfield again there.
And you can't be, because if you back off after throwing an interception, your whole game plan just goes right out the window, and it makes things easier for a defense. And you and I both know there's a quarterback in this league that's any good that doesn't throw an interception occasionally, and they usually bounce back in a big way. I've seen...
That's caught at the 25. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. So with the pass being completed, they'll go ahead and take that instead.
Nothing extra to be gained. Pass interference at the spot, completed the pass. That was your play, so it might as well have not even had the penalty.
Play action, it's Taylor. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. D Ford able to drop him that time for his second sack of the evening.
Watch the whip.
They go play action with Taylor. There goes a deep ball, end zone, and it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by the safety, Jarquiski Tart, and not much on the...
Up this magic with the gang, we ball out, it can get tragic. All we got, we gon' let you have it. Stuck in my ways, think I need to change my habits. What would you do if you were me and didn't have it? Look in the mirror, now I'm feeling like a savage. Tell my son I love him, for him I'ma make it happen. Now my dream's reality, not going back to. You say that you proud of me, I turn my back, you laughing. Now I hit the scene, they like lights, camera, action. Living in a dream, now my music, they be blasting. Step out, I'm a star, always in the latest fashion. Had to set the bar, try to catch me lacking. Bank account for my son, he won't have to struggle. You can see it in my eyes, all I do is hustle. They tried to knock me off my feet, I'm ready to rumble. Feel like I ain't ate in weeks, working off the muscle. Oh yeah, oh my, we ride for my brothers, no lie. All you can die, never wrong, they right. I ain't changing my side, yeah, we in it for life. When I'm in this magic, with the gang, we ball out, it can get tragic. All we got, we gon' let you have it. Stuck in my ways, think I need to change my habits. What would you do if you were me and didn't have it? Look in the mirror, now I'm feeling like a savage. Tell my son I love him, for him I'ma make it happen. Now my dream's reality, not going back to. You say that you proud of me, I turn my back, you laugh. Hey, how could you lie to my face? People claim that they be loyal, they be taking up space. See my broski lose his heart when he was fighting that case. Took so many yells, I'm not going back to those days. I'ma treat you how you treat me, do you like how it tastes? Shawty, use up, can't treat you like my ace. I got way too many problems to be worried, I'm straight. Me and Craig had to watch for the Jakes. On the road, this crazy, I get 80 a show. Say my money, stack it up, it look like I'm
Hello, everybody. I'm Jonathan Coachman, and this is Super Bowl Sunday on
Okay, Coach. Well, the road ends here. It has been a wild, often unpredictable. Predictable 2019 season, and now it's time for the greatest spectacle in all of sports. Super Bowl 54 from Miami. You know, this town has played host to 10 Super Bowls in the past, and tonight we write chapter number 11. And what a matchup we've got. Tonight it's all on the line. We play for the Lombardi Trophy, as it'll be the AFC champion Baltimore Ravens taking on the five-time Super Bowl champs from the NFC, the Dallas Cowboys. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis, thrilled to be with you for this one. And Charles, the Ravens, they've done it again. Champions of the AFC. Remember, they won Super Bowl 47 back in February of 2013, but had not won so much as a playoff game since then.
And remember, the franchise moved from Cleveland, but they started as a true fresh franchise. They didn't take the Browns with them. They became the Ravens. That was 1996. Won a Super Bowl over the Giants. Was that Super Bowl 35 in Tampa. They've won it twice overall, trying to win another one. And there's always a trademark when you think about the Ravens, right? The way they play defense, the way they run the football, how tough and hard-nosed they are as an organization, trying to do it one more time.
Meanwhile, the Cowboys have had some ups and downs since their last Super Bowl appearance, but they're back for the 9th time, trying to win number 6 and tie the Patriots and Steelers. For the Cowboys, they're nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Defensive end DeMarcus Lawrence applied the heat. So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. Now Jackson under pressure again, and down he goes again. The sack by Robert Quinn. Well, they were coming out of the 4-3 defensively. Pressure coming off that right side from the DN.
And that's the blind side of most quarterbacks. If you're right-handed, that's the side you don't see quite as well. And that's why you rely on your left tackle, maybe your highest-paid offensive lineman, to take care of you. In this situation, that didn't happen.
Forced out to his left. And the throw there going to be incomplete. The Notre Dame man, Jalen Smith, able to get a hand in and knock it away. So the defense able to get off the field here on third down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on third down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
On is the punter, Cook, who sends it away. Now Austin. He had his sights on the end zone, no doubt, but it's brought down after a huge return there. And this offense set up with a very short field. 1st and 10 inside the 20. First down, Prescott. They'll set up the screen to Elliott. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. It's a good gain of 11, sets him up 1st and goal.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially those pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. With the first touchdown of this Super Bowl, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
Forbat to send it away now following the touchdown. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. Baltimore coming back out here on offense. Charles, unfortunately for the Ravens this year, it just feels like a failure. You know, yes, the 14 wins in the regular season, but that divisional round loss to Tennessee, such a shocker, really stunned everybody in the NFL.
It certainly did, and I know exactly what you're saying when you say it feels like a failure, yet you don't want to say it, do you?
Yeah, I know.
I mean, it just feels wrong to say that, but let's face it, the bottom line is getting to the ultimate prize. And when you're 14-2 in the regular season, you're the #1 seed in the AFC, and you lose at home in your first playoff game, it will feel like a failure, and hopefully that'll motivate them going forward. But I think part of it is they didn't need to play Week 17, and they pulled a lot of starters. So now that week is gone where you don't play. You get the open week, right? You end up getting essentially 2 more. It's too long for them sitting, and I think it hurt their timing and maybe their edge.
But tell me if you agree, I think it's safe to say that Lamar Jackson and company will be back and strong next year.
It'd be a surprise if they are not, because don't forget he couples it with a pretty darn good defense, too.
Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first.
When they watch film of this game and hand out the grade sheets, he's going to really like getting a double plus on this play. Why? He scrambles and picks up a first down. But what else does he do? Protects himself by sliding and avoiding the big hit. Double plus, big-time play.
They'll throw on first down to Jackson. And this one complete to Seth Roberts. It's a pickup of 11 and a Baltimore first down. From midfield now, here's Jackson. He's going to find his tight end, Boyle. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. A very solid gain of 27.
But when you hit him on the move like that, and he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam, oh, boy, it's going to be tough to get him down.
Yeah, there was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down.
I'm going back to you. I'm going back to you.
On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. Roberts got it. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. So 2nd and inches after that first down completion, went just shy of the marker. To throw again is Jackson. Roberts has it. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. From 13 yards out, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. And there they got him the ball. Just get it to him, let him do the rest.
You know, he probably said that to his quarterback as he broke the huddle. I like the play call. Just get it to me. I'll take care of the rest of it.
Helping out his rack, right? RAC.
Run after catch. And he loves that, and he's going to carry that in at contract time.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Let's go.
Dallas takes over possession. It was a tough year in Big D. This was a team with Super Bowl aspirations in training camp. Got off to the 3-0 start. Got Zeke signed and in the fold, but then the wheels started to come off from that 3-0 record. 5-8 the rest of the way for an 8-8 finish. Not enough to win a down NFC East, and also not enough for Jason Garrett to keep his job. Mike McCarthy enters the fold.
And when you look back at this roster, and as you said, a team with Super Bowl aspirations, this is not a team that was overhyped, as is often the case with the Dallas Cowboys.
Looking for Cooper, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. Cooper was the intended target.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They run. It's Mark Ingram. Ingram's got the first down and more. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Mark Ingram, 34 yards. And the Ravens have taken the lead.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run, and one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Out comes this offensive unit as they get set to take over here. A tale of two extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive, followed by an interception last time out.
Now, it sounds like things balance out, right? What's that mythological thing that we do? If you have a...
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Marcus Peters. And he returns it into enemy territory down to the 45-yard line. First quarter, and now he already has 2 interceptions.
Yeah, he's got to guard against being tentative from this point forward, though. He's got to still make the right reads, make the proper throws. I've seen guys in this league throw 4 interceptions in a game and win. He's got to understand, put it behind you, keep pressing forward.
Jackson escaping the pressure right. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. Now Jackson on first down. He'll let this go for the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down.
Coverage was very good that time. A nice job to smother him as the ball arrived, and that ensured an incomplete pass.
And it keeps 6 points off the board. From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. To throw is Jackson. To throw again. It's brought in here by Willie Snead. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down. Second down pass play got him 8 yards. Now they've got a third and a couple remaining. They'll try to run for the first with Ingram. And he's going to get the first down here as he's taken down at the 22. It's a first down following a gain of 3.
So it's pretty simple, partner. You pick up a turnover, set you up in excellent field position. The last thing you want to do is go 3 and out in this spot.
Yeah, they would have had to settle for a field goal attempt, but now they keep those touchdown hopes alive. Throwing now, Jackson on first down. Flushed out right. He's going to take off with it. He's got it to Ingram, complete. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. So retract the yardage and retract the touchdown.
And retract the chunk play. Big strike there to get the touchdown. Now they've got to take it back and see if they've got another one still in their arsenal.
So the illegal forward pass also costs him a down, and now it's 2nd and long. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. DeMarcus Lawrence, his 2nd sack of the night. There's Jackson on 3rd and long. Dancing to his left. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. Decent gain on the scramble to 6, but now it's 4th.
I thought he did a pretty good job there to get back what he could, but let's face it, that sack on second down, talk about throwing a wrench into the works. He certainly did.
Yeah, he did everything he could there, trying to pick up some positive yardage, and he did, but not enough. Tucker's kick is good. And they will move up by 10 now, 17-7. So no problems at all on that one. And you know, there's virtually no win. This is a kicker's dream here tonight.
It absolutely is, isn't it? So to me, with no wind, it should be a passer's dream as well, right? But
and a mistake on the lateral. It's a loose ball.
let's just call that play exactly what it is. Needed, because they wanted to get back in the game, and they knocked the ball free, and now they have a chance to do exactly that.
They got the chance. Now they have to take advantage. They start on the ground with Elliott, and he will forge his way forward only up to the 2-yard line. Tackle made there by Josh Bynes.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
On second down, Elliott. And they'll get him down up past the 15-yard line. 13 yards and a first down, Cowboys. So after a good run by Zeke, another 1st and 10. Prescott now. Going to take a shot for Gallup. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Tony Jefferson. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line.
You hear me laughing, partner, and I'm not laughing at the situation, but sometimes you just get yourself into a rut. It's hard to shake yourself out of it.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking, because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
Jeff Heath, the one to bring him down. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Jackson. Jalen Smith in there to take him down on what will take us to the 2-minute warning. A reminder, coming up at intermission, we'll get highlights of this Super Bowl from Jonathan Coachman and the crew in Orlando for our EA Sports halftime report. And a nice job there defensively to contain him and get him to the ground a few yards short of the first down marker.
Defense.
So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. To throw is Jackson. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And nearly picked it off. He had a chance to come down with that in the end zone, but it'll wind up just being incomplete.
Quarterbacking 101. Never force the ball into double coverage. Especially not this close to the goal line. The windows are so tight, you just don't want to force it in there because it could be tipped up and picked off.
2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line. Jackson. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they didn't completions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Jackson from the shotgun. That's into the hands of the tight end Boyle. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
The beauty of route running is it doesn't matter what position. Everyone's doing the same thing. In this case, tight end selling the vertical route. Get the defensive back on his heels, break off for the corner, and with good timing, you get a completion, as we just saw there.
And Jackson throwing once more. Flush to his right. Got a man, it's caught for a Ravens touchdown. Seth Roberts, his second touchdown of this Super Bowl as the Ravens push further out in front. Yeah, he's having a nice little first half here, partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the second quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
Now Tucker to add the PAT. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. And they'll be set up with good field position here as he gets this up over the 40-yard line.
Any return that gets you to midfield is a great return. 1 first down, and you're almost in field goal position.
Here's the Dallas offense now heading back out onto the field. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. They'll start the drive with Elliott. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right.
It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, Cowboys. Amari Cooper, his second touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Cowboys are able to show off their quick strike ability.
Well, that touchdown certainly helps, but they've got to go ahead and convert, get to the half, and figure out how to keep chopping down this lead in the second, don't they?
Yeah, they still need to regroup, and they still need to end the second quarter strong. A little bit of time left. The long touchdown pass gets them 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
We play to win. Let's go.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
You've got under a minute to go here until halftime. You've got the good-sized lead. No need to do anything crazy.
No, there really is no need to do anything.
Jackson hit, and he lost the football. It's picked up by the Cowboys. And they'll spot him at the 3-yard line.
Hey, whatever happened to the days of just getting a fumble? Recovery. Everyone's into taking it the other way and trying to create points themselves, aren't they?
Well, they are, and now a terrific opportunity inside the 5. The defense gets him the ball via the turnover. Now can this offense cash? And he will take it in for a Cowboy score. A 3-yard touchdown run as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game.
These two teams in this first half, it's been fun. Back and forth, back and forth. Well, it's not fun for the defensive coordinators, but offensive coordinators are enjoying it.
Yeah, they're having streaks here, aren't they? Being able to put scores together and really bunch them up, and we have a tight game here. You know, we often talk about having the right shoes for the right turf. Today it's track shoes, because that's what we've seen with these offenses.
Yeah, it's been an absolute track meet so far, and fun to watch.
And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line.
Gus Edwards heading back onto the field.
The passing game, they've had more success there than the running game. Maybe something they game plan for.
How come they didn't tell us about it?
Because they wanted to keep it a secret.
We did ask, didn't we? But I think what happened in this one is they've realized that they've established the run pretty well. and teams are going to key on that. They thought they could open it up and have success through the air, and that's exactly what's going on.
Yeah, they've had success at least so far here in the second quarter. Now, the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback when he delivers the ball.
Snead's got it. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. Now they'll try to convert on 3rd and 6 after the 4-yard completion. From the gun, it's Jackson being chased out left. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. Here's Sam Cook now as he'll punt it away for the second time. Here's Austin.
That's it, baby. We're gonna work.
So the half. Halftime show of the Super Bowl abbreviated, ready to go for the second half. The never tedious halftime show behind us, and now it's back to football as we get going again in Super Bowl 54. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Out come the Cowboys now as they'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Again, it's Elliott. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down. On 3rd down, Elliott. And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the first down at the 29. Just a 2-yard pickup, and that should necessitate a call for the punt team here on 4th down.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
On 4th, they do snap it to Prescott. He finds Randall Cobb with a completion. And unable to break away. They stop him a few yards shy. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Ravens get the football back and in great shape. This is Ingram on 1st and 10. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
But no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Jackson buying time to his left. Letting one go deep for the end zone. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down.
I like the play call. Roll him out. Give him a chance to run it or throw it. In this situation, he decided to fling it, but couldn't find his man open.
On 3rd down, Mark Ingram. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. And now before they run this 4th down play, we're going to get a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. Boy, a call like this, certainly tougher to make in a Super Bowl, but they'll go for it on 4th down. Throwing is Jackson. And he's got Snead. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. Wow, 1st and goal, and defensively all they can do is shake their heads. Not only did they allow the conversion, but a big play as well. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Jeff Heath. And a short return will be stopped inside the 10 at the 8-yard line.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
It's a gain of 16 in the Dallas 1st down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that 1st half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. Just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
11 yards and a Cowboy 1st down.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
Tackle made there by Tony Jefferson.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
On 2nd down, it's Pollard. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. It's a gain of 16 in the Dallas 1st down. So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 46. 1st down, and it's Pollard again. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
They play fake to Elliott. Now Prescott. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. And he's going to be taken down with the 1st down at the Ravens' 13-yard line. Well, even after all those interceptions, he's not deterred, still confident to go deep at work there.
I think all the old rules about playing that position still apply. If things go wrong, you still act like you're the best player out on the field. You still carry that.
That is caught. It's Cooper for the Cowboy touchdown. 3 touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott. And the Cowboys have retaken the lead. Forbath to add the extra point. And that will make this a 4-point game. So this drive spans 7 plays, and it's capped off with a Cowboys touchdown. Forbath to send it away now following the touchdown. Fielded about a yard deep. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. And we shift our attention to Mark Ingram. He's had a good performance, moved the ball effectively on the ground. Of course, he has the 1 touchdown.
And when you're able to move it as effectively as you've described, that leads to finding a way into the end zone, and now he's just trying to do it for a second time. And, of course, with that comes additional yardage.
Yeah, looking for additional yardage, and again, that second score here in the third quarter. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. A big effort that time out of Ingram. 69 yards. Trailing here in the third, and that run might just be the spark that this offense needs.
And don't you just get the sense that he's going around not just in the huddle, but looking over at the bench and saying, ball, give me the ball. Let me carry this thing home.
They'll run here with Edwards. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. They'll look to run with Edwards. And he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Ravens have once again taken the lead. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how we're going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
Tucker with the extra point, and that gives them a 3-point lead. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. 1 quarter remains here in the Super Bowl. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches. Here's Prescott. And all this is taken in one-handed. What a catch. 11 yards and a Cowboy first down.
Gotta love the catch. I think you gotta love the gloves as well.
Yeah, these one-handed catches, that was great, and they're fun. They're becoming a little more ho-hum, aren't they?
Yeah, they really are, and I know that it sounds like we're taking credit away from the guys, and we don't mean that at all. They really work hard on this one-handed catch thing, but I think the gloves have to be helping in a big way.
Marcus Peters up to make the tackle. He's already fumbled once in this game, and I thought the ball started to jostle there a little bit, but they got to him quickly at the line of scrimmage.
They sure did, and remember, if you're not a very confident runner and you've already dropped it once, if there's traffic around you, the only thing you think about is protecting the football, not gaining yards.
And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him, so when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
And he might have got this across midfield, not by much. They'll mark it down at the 49. Running with Elliott. And he gets it down to the 48, enough for the first. They only needed a few inches, and they didn't get much more than that, but by about the width of a shoelace, they convert on 4th down. Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete. Michael Gallup, that's who he was looking for, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock Dalvin away and bring up 2nd down.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. They run the counter. Pollard. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. That 2nd down play nets a -4. This linebacking core, they've done a good job of keeping that running game in check, haven't they?
They certainly have, and what they'll also do when this game is over is thank the guys up front, the big defensive line, because they've kept them clean, so to speak, not letting blockers get to them, allowing them to run to the football and keep that running game bottled up.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Trying to decipher what's going on out there because I don't know if he's just getting bad reads. I don't know if the defense is confusing him. I don't know if he just has, bad info and intel before he snaps the ball. But he's made some pretty bad decisions with the football lately.
Yeah, several bad decisions on the interceptions he's thrown, and frankly, that should have been another pick right there. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Returnable for Thomas. Just a net of 34 there following a punt of 44 yards. And the Ravens, they'll take over. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. A little less than 4 minutes remaining, and the margin for error is small with this slim lead. Operate within your 4-minute offense here, Charles?
Definitely. Remember, the 4-minute offense doesn't always correspond to what's up on the clock. What they need to do is play a little bit of keep away right now. Run the clock down. Make sure their opponent doesn't get the ball back. Their dream scenario, get enough first downs and make them eat up their timeouts so the game ends when you're kneeling down with the football.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Oh, no, he lost the football. It's picked up by the Cowboys. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line.
Well, partner, here's where team football gets tested a little bit because I know the defensive guys were over there chilling on the sidelines, and all of a sudden, they heard the sudden change call because that fumble puts them right back on the field, and they've got to go out and finish the game now themselves.
Absolutely. Nursing that slim lead here in the 4th, a costly turnover. And all the way down to the 22-yard line. A big hitter. That one goes for 40 yards. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the 2nd level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the 2nd level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
The run by Elliott, a good one on 1st down as he's able to pick up about 6 there. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. The clock showing 2 minutes even in what's been a memorable Super Bowl 54. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
They'll try and run for it with Elliott. But he gets the 1st down yardage he needs before he's brought down at the 6. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown, and that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. Now Elliott. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. They come up in an offset eye. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. They'll try to run it in with Elliott. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play. And that is going to set up 3rd and goal. He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the 4th.
Wow, wow. Wow, I know it's a never-say-never situation, but to me, that looks like that's the one that's going to finish them off.
The score that puts them in front here late, but now you got to rally your kick team, don't you, and say the last thing we need is a big return.
And what happens is guys get overeager, get out of their lane because they're so excited they want to make the last tackle. You mess up, could come back at you a long way.
So that winds up a 7-play drive all told, and it culminates in a touchdown run by Ezekiel Elliott. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And with time a factor here late, he'll just take a knee and they'll put it out to the 25. The defense for the Cowboys getting set to go. And they're just trying to keep him out of the end zone. Obviously, a field goal does no good in this situation. So what's the appropriate amount of pressure defensively, Charles?
I think he's had a little more pressure than what is normal. If you normally...
He's taken down. Malik Collins in there to drop him as that clock continues to run. He's back to throw. Forced out to his left. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds. He was trying to get it to Seth Roberts, but now it'll be third down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. They'll fake the give to Ingram. Now Jackson. He's going to let it fly. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off Byron Jones.